guys, it's Channon Rose, and today I'm going to be telling you a story of something that actually happened to me last night right here in this bedroom. It's how I lost my memory. Now, this is probably one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me because I'm only 30 years old, and so I shouldn't be having like something weird like this happening to me. We had just had like a regular day. We spent the whole day like editing and just, you know, getting like work stuff done. And we went to bed at the same time we normally go to bed. I just washed my face, I brushed my teeth, I got into bed. My husband got into bed right next to me, and you know, I was laying there and I was just like thinking like the things that you think, I guess, before you fall asleep, like normal shit. A place to travel to. That's just like what I was thinking at night of, like, you know, a cool place it would be to like go travel with my amazing husband, like something fun to do. When I'm thinking of booking like a trip, I think of the flights, and then I think like, okay, I gotta book the flights. And for some reason I had thought of flights, and then I thought of like our names. You know, when you go and like you buy a plane ticket, you fill out the names for like the people that are going to be traveling. Well, in my mind, I was just like seeing our names like on these plane tickets, and all of a sudden I couldn't remember my husband's name. And I know that you're probably thinking like, oh, Channon, like, you know, sometimes you forget people's names or whatever, and then it comes back to you later. And that's true. Like, I know that that's totally normal, and it's like normal to forget like people's names or where you left your keys or whatever. But I don't think that it's normal to forget your husband's name. And if I had forgotten his name for like 30 seconds to a minute, I would have like been fine and not really worried about it. I would have been like, oh, that was weird, and like got over it. But I was sitting there thinking like, it's gonna come back to me. Like, it'll come, like waiting for it to come. And like 30 seconds had passed by, and I'm starting to get like a little nervous, you know? And then like a minute passes by, and now I'm starting to like sweat a little bit because I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing my fucking memory. This is very, very scary. The lights are off, you guys. Like, Travis is getting ready to fall asleep, you know? And I sit up in bed, and Travis is like, are you okay? And I'm like, I think so. And he's just quiet, and I'm just sitting there waiting for his fucking name to come back to my memory. And it's not coming. I know that he is my husband. I know that like where we are. I know we're in our house, but I can't remember his name. And so 2 minutes had gone by. You think 2 minutes is not very long, but when you can't remember your husband's name for 2 minutes, you start getting pretty concerned. And I tell Travis, I can't remember your name. And he sits up and he's like, okay. And I'm sitting there and I still cannot remember his name. And so I'm like, can you turn the lights on? I'm starting to have really bad anxiety. Like, it's really started to like freak me out. I'm like full on sweating, perspiring. My fucking heart is racing. I'm very scared at this point because I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Is this really happening to me? Like, I'm only 30. Why can I not remember my husband's name? Like, what's happening in my mind, like in my brain right now? Like, get it together, brain, get it together. And it just wouldn't. It like, I just could not for the life of me. I'm like thinking in my head so hard, like, Channon, come on, this is your fucking husband. You know his name. And like another minute had gone by. And finally, Travis was like, do you really not remember my name? And I like was on the verge of tears, and I'm like, I can't remember your name. And it was like, seriously, you guys, the fucking scariest thing ever. So he turns the lights on. Nothing, you guys. I still cannot remember his name. And I'm just like wanting to cry. I'm like freaking out, you guys, full on freaking out. And I'm starting to go into a little bit of a panic attack because, you know, I don't know why this is happening to me, and I want it to like go away. I want not to go away. I want it to come back. I want my memory to come back. And so all of a sudden Travis looks at me and he says, it's okay, babe, like everything's gonna be okay. He's like, do you remember your last name? And as soon as he said that, I remembered what my last name was. It's not my maiden name, it's my new married name. And as soon as he said that, I instantly remembered what his name was. And so I was like, oh, I was able to like breathe again. I felt a lot better. Like, obviously it was like a huge weight lift off my chest, like, oh my God, okay, fuck, finally I remember my poor husband's name. But at the same time, I was like, that was a really long time that I couldn't remember your name, and that was very scary. That was not normal. Like, something's wrong in my brain. Like, I have a really bad memory, you guys. Like, I've always had a bad memory, and there's lots of things like I just don't remember. But then I'll hang out with like old friends and they'll like tell me about stories and I'll kind of remember them a little, and then some will tell me about stories and I have no recollection whatsoever. I blame that on alcohol because I was like drunk most of my life. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh my god, is this the drugs that I did when I was younger? Did like alcohol and drugs completely fry my brain and I'm like getting early Alzheimer's? Like, what is going on, you know? And eventually like I was able to calm myself down and just think like, you know, maybe this is just like a fluke thing and just like a one-time thing, and I'm just like praying and hoping that that is like something that is only gonna happen once in my 30s and hopefully never again in my life. Obviously, when I woke up the next morning today, I was still a little concerned about what happened the night before, and so you know, I texted my mom and told her what had happened, and she called me and she was like, you know, I think you should go see a doctor. I see doctors all the time for all different sorts of things. You know, I have like my hand problem and like I broke my back, so I go to the back doctor all the time. So, you know, I'm always like at the back doctor. There's just like so many doctors, and like the fertility stuff, just I'm always at the doctor. And so I really did not want to go to the doctor for this. So I told my mom like, listen, I'm not going to go to the doctor for this. Obviously it's very concerning, but unless it happens again, like I'm not going to go to the doctor. I think that like maybe it was just a one-time thing. At least that's what I'm hoping. And I pray to God that it doesn't happen again. But I'm just curious, like, has this happened to any of you guys? I'm 30. I don't know if it's normal like at any age, like under your 30s. What do you guys think about it? Don't freak me out in the comment section either. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, or if this has happened to anybody you know. And when I say forget like a name, like somebody that's name that you shouldn't forget, that you're like close to, and for longer than 3 minutes, if that's normal. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I lost my memory. That's my story of what happened to me last night. It was very scary. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Mwah!